Homeless also worry about showering and smelling, and then when you can't take your socks off, and then they start indenting, and you have to switch socks, but then you may not have a shower, and if you can find a hose or something, it's probably going to be cold. And when they do have showers and stuff, and people have like RVs where they have showers from churches, but they're like, it's funky, dude. It's just like, like fucking shelters, what they talk about. And yeah, and then like if you do have a job, they want an address and like reference. And if not, you can't just linger around, and then you have to be clean, and and to use the restroom, and for food, you have a problem storing food if it's too hot, if it's too cold, if you have to travel. There's so many things. And then your clothes, you could do laundry, but it's a chore because you really can't carry that much and you can't store that much. So, and then your clothes start looking a certain way. So then, you try to acquire a look, and you have a stash. So then you have like a repetitive thing. And if you're thirsty and stuff and there's nothing to drink around and you're new to homelessness, then you're going to be hanging out with like people that do other stuff and drink other stuff, and there won't be water there. There'll be liquor and beer, and you'll be thirsty, and they're going to show you the ropes. So then you drink the beer and stuff, and then when you finally get money, guess what? You're still homeless, so you got to be nice to them people. So instead of buying like a bunch of food for yourself, you got to repay because you had nothing, and then you buy beer with them or for them, and it's very hard to separate. And then that's how people can become used to drinking so much. Because the association, and it really does. It gets so bummed up because you get cut up by people's judgments, and it attacks your ego and pride and emotions, and then you want to say fuck it, and you get to the point where you're hungry, and that makes you frustrated, and then you may be dirty and not bathed, and like if I don't bathe in a day, I'm Greek, my skin is like a frog. I feel sticky and nasty. It kind of makes me feel a little reckless. And then, people get wiry too. And then, like, you might not be getting enough vitamins. And then the food that you can get might not be sufficient, even though it puts in your stomach. And then if you have bathroom problems, then it's a real big problem. So you have to watch what you eat. So it becomes like, okay, you better have something to drink with it. So then you're releasing and excreting good. At least you're going to be quick and proficient about it, and it can get rough. But then you start getting all funky in so many other ways, and then the haircuts and stuff like that don't make a difference. And your skin, it shows on your skin, and you can't get sleep, so you get really tired, and then if you do get sleep, you got to be on guard. And when you do get work, everybody likes a good deal, and then everybody wants a good deal. So people know that you will take less because you have nothing. And not rarely, but you can get help, but people get jaded because sometimes people help the wrong homeless people, and then they get screwed over. So the actual help ain't there for people that could use it and would be cool with it and take it for granted, not take it for granted. And it's a rough situation. And then if you're in an area too much, people get tired of seeing you. And sometimes there was a dude that was walking around with a hammer and just bashing homeless people on the head. It was in the news, and they got video of it too. Because people just want to take out their frustrations, and they think, oh, the country's running rough. I don't like the political system. The homeless people are the reason, because they probably get a Social Security or some kind of government-funded check, and they're gonna fucking just piss it away. So then, they get mad at homeless people, or say you're not doing your part. Or if somebody has illnesses or some kind of mental skew, they get judged as whack. Like, if they're a bunch of drug addicts, something like that, or if they're a drug addict, it's a bad situation. And then if it rains, dude, oh shit, sometimes you can't get dry, and then and when it's cold, man, it's a risk getting a shower and stuff, and because you have so much clothes and so many other things going on. and then you have to stay warm, you have to stay shielded. There's just no way a lot of times. It's a problem. But that's what happens when you're homeless. You know, what I did is I was able to keep my car and truck and vans. I always put that first and foremost before food. And I looked for work endlessly. And not everybody can. Because I do a craft. I paint signs. So I have something I can go anywhere and get work. And I've been extremely blessed and fortunate to have this and have the ability to do this. And I know that other people don't, and they could if they would. If they could, they would. And then there's another way, like in Florida, you could go buy for $10 or $15 for a dozen roses, and you could sell them on the corner for $3 to $5 a piece. So, if you're selling a dozen roses for $3 a piece, you get $36. If you spent 15, do the math. You could make money that way, but that's not everywhere. And then there's competition, and a lot of the beggars. There's a lot of pseudo beggars out there that are taking up space, and they fight. And some people fight, and then they ruin the area. Because if you are homeless and you have a problem, you're gonna run to the bathroom, and you're gonna be like stat condition, and people are not gonna understand. And they're not going to want to deal with it. So they'll think you're a madman, and they'll call the cops on you. And it's just like, you didn't want to shit yourself out in public and piss your pants, or, because then they would be complaining about that. So there's no end. And there's some more facets to homeless life.